What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK, and we got some amazing RPG and MMO gaming news, including the official announcement for Grand Theft Auto 6, Valheim is celebrating its first anniversary, more server mergers in the New World, Blizzard loses another 2 million active monthly subscribers, and everyone's getting hyped for Genshin Impact's 2.5 update. If you guys would do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it, as I'm trying to grow this channel and whatnot. But anyways, let's go ahead and cover these news articles together. So if you guys got your beverage ready of your choice, let's go ahead and go over them together. Cheers to you guys. And as always, I'll have a TLDR version of today's episode in the form of a card at the upper right hand corner if you want to go ahead and check that out instead. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this article first, starting off with PCGamer.com. And it says here that it seems like Destiny is going to get a movie or TV show in the future. And this makes a lot of sense because, as we covered last time, Sony did buy Destiny for almost $4 billion. And this makes a lot of sense considering Sony is a huge conglomerate where they have Sony Pictures and Sony Music, and they could use those or be utilized by Bungie to expand their flourishing IP and grow big, as they put it here. And this also makes a lot of sense because we have the likes of the Halo TV show coming out from Paramount Pictures. And to digress a little bit, I expressed this already, and it was an awesome trailer, with the exception of Cortana, admittedly. But I definitely think a Destiny TV show or movie could do tremendously well if done right, because historically they haven't really been. Yeah, they're not really known for the quality, although it can change, especially with this next Halo TV show that's coming up. But anyways, and this is probably one of the worst kept secrets, but it's official. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming, as Rockstar confirmed. Now, I did a number of videos last year kind of covering the rumors and the speculation with regards to what kind of time era it would be, what kind of characters might be in the game and whatnot. Nothing's really set in stone, so if you want to go ahead and definitely check those out, I'll have a card to that as well. But basically, as it says here, the reason why it took so long is because Grand Theft Auto 5 was such a huge success in terms of its online version of the game, and they kept cranking content for that, and people just gobbled it up. And I guess it's just time to move on and see where Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to take their online experience as well. But before we move on, there is one interesting thing in here that really is a really good insight, especially if you're a PC player. And it says here that if precedent holds, PC gamers may have to wait even longer when it finally drops, at least. I mean, people are speculating it might come out maybe in 2024. I think that's pretty reasonable to assume. But anyways, it does go on to say that PC versions of Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 all came out well after the initial console release. 8 months in this case of GTA 4 and more than a year for GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. But in the one instance where the PC version came out first before the console, well, for obvious reasons, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series will launch on March 15th if you're interested. And yes, it will feature 4K resolution, 50 frames per second, ray tracing, and more. I know there's a number of you who still play Gamigo or Gamigo, I still hear it pronounced both ways, their catalog, and it says here that Gamigo's forums are down without explanation or ETA, affecting Rift, Fiesta, Trove, and more. But basically, they went down, and this is intentional. It's already been 3 days, apparently, according to this article. But actually, people are speculating that the reason why this is intentional is because they are migrating. Apparently, the Grand Fantasia player base was told about a switch over a few weeks back, with the new forums slated to be open around February 13th. And so maybe they're just gonna take all their IPs over with Grand Fantasia. That would be my assumption, but let me know down in the comment section below if you still play any of their games, because I unfortunately don't. So apparently this was a huge thing. I wasn't aware, but it says here that no, Lost Ark isn't giving away unlimited founders packs, but the whole thing is definitely a mess, and it ended up being a huge misunderstanding. So Amazon's Crown channel, devoted to the upcoming MMORPG, has posted a channel banner advertising that viewers could watch the channel, gain points, and then submit those points for a founder's copy of the game. But unfortunately, that wasn't the entire truth. It still was a giveaway, but the amount of copies that they had that they were able to give out is a limited amount of numbers. And they're going to compensate players who already maybe subbed or donated bits and stuff like that to get ahead and get more points for a copy of Lost Ark, unfortunately. But in any event, yeah, it does kind of suck that this whole thing had to happen, but I'm still very excited about this game. It is coming out on February 11th officially, but there is a 3-day head start if you go ahead and pre-order the game. Next, we've got an article here from MMORPG.com, and it says that Valheim marks its first anniversary with development updates and a Steam Deck confirmation, and that's really cool news to me. I did pre-order the Steam Deck myself, and I'm very excited about that. It's basically going to replace my laptop here. It's getting dated. The only gripe I have is that you can't edit on the Steam Deck, which I really would like to do when I'm on the go and trying to make videos. Now, the game obviously is still in early access, and they're continuing to roll out new updates and whatnot, but the updates so far that they talked about would be the mountain update, and that's going to substantially put more mountains in the game. They've also said they've continued to be working on the Mistlands update, and they're working on that to completely get the core concept and what the biome would look like and be populated by once everything is implemented. I don't know, I felt like this game just came out last month, to be honest with you. Man, time really flies. But yeah, definitely one of those games that caught everybody by surprise and became extremely popular. And next we got the New World, as they announced a new server merge on February 8th. This doesn't affect all the servers, but they do confirm more merges coming soon, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on which way you look at the argument. But this time around, the Ramaja server will be combining with the Avalon server in the Valheim PSI Central EU cluster, whatever that means. So, I mean, if you play on those servers, definitely you'll be affected. But yeah, it's not looking good, unfortunately. And in more New World news, they did get update 13.1, which moves housing data and fixes bugs from the January update. And really quick, it does go on to say that the latest update for the New World is intended to help fix some of the issues that were caused or affected by the January update. The patch fixes bugs, including items disappearing, which is wild, because what if you had... Anyways, adjusts housing data to prevent issues and addresses the mutator schedule bug, as well as other ones out there. I still play this game maybe a few times a week. It's still a beautiful looking game, and I still do enjoy myself just gathering materials and just kind of taking in the scenery, if you will. Now, is the game in the verge of collapsing and being canceled, taken offline? Not necessarily, in my opinion, although, I mean, with the current trajectory, I think it's definitely possible, but not going to happen in anytime soon, in my opinion. But I'm still rooting for this game. I really hope that Amazon is able to just push out amazing content and really pick things up. I mean, heck, Shroud still plays this game. He sees something in it. So yeah, I'm willing to stick with it too. Next up, if you play World of Warcraft, says here that Blizzard details upcoming Eternity's End class set challenges coming to the PTR. World of Warcraft will be getting some class set changes when Eternity's End goes live. There's an extensive new update outlining all of the changes headed to the PTR to see how well they work as intended, and this is something you can partake if you're curious. But I suspect it's not going to be very much of you, as we'll cover that in a later article here. But the most interesting part about this update, in my opinion, is the Creation Catalyst gear system, which is planned for about 8 weeks after Eternity's End is released, and will let you craft set gear that you haven't gotten from raid bosses to give you an alternative way to complete sets, which I think that's really cool. I wish more MMOs would actually do that, so then that way you don't have to keep constantly grinding the same boss over and over and over again and never getting the last piece of gear that you need to complete it. Just really quick, Activision-Blizzard will bring Warcraft to the mobile platform in 2022, financial report reveals. Now, it does have a 2022 launch this year, which is pretty fast, so that tells me they've been working on this for a while, but it's not really confirmed whether or not this game will be more of a strategy or more RPG oriented. Now, this game is being made for the mobile platform, so definitely expect some sort of cash shop item, I would imagine. Like, why else would they put it in the mobile platform, to be completely honest with you? Heck, they might even make it a gacha game somehow. I wouldn't be surprised. But moving on, it says here that Activision Blizzard fourth quarter 2021, Blizzard lost another 2 million monthly actives as ABK revenue holds steady. Now, scrolling down this article, they run the numbers, and you see all these charts and acronyms for financial terms and whatnot. I have no idea what any of this means. Basically, I just wanted to cover this just to let you know that World of Warcraft seems to be bleeding subscribers even till this day. Can they recover? Sure. But man, they're really going to have to just pull through and perform a miracle to get those numbers back, because everybody seems to be obviously moving towards Final Fantasy 14, although that's not necessarily the reason why entirely. Maybe people are just kind of sick of the company and just want to move on to other things. But you know, Lost Ark is definitely one of those games people might move over to from World of Warcraft, but we'll see. And we got some events and quick updates for the various MMOs or online RPGs that you might be playing right now, including Fallout 76, as they're bringing back the Fasnacht event on February 10th. I have no idea what that means, but it does look like some kind of Halloween event of sorts. Now we also have old school RuneScape, and they will extend the Shattered Relics League by 2 more weeks, and it will end on March 16th this time. Dauntless patches in more island event tweaks and prepares to celebrate Valentine's Day in a new event that will last from February 10th to the 17th, and that comes with the stereotypical event items such as new cosmetics, quests, and also an event pass. We also have Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis raising the level cap, adding new side story quests as well as new ranked sectors. And this new update will be arriving on February 9th and will raise the level cap to level 40. And we also have Genshin Impact in the news, and apparently players are just absolutely losing it over update 2.5's new characters. Now 2.5 will be released on February 16th, and I believe there's actually 3 banners or 3 characters this time around, with Biko being the most popular or the most anticipated, I would assume, just reading on this article. But man, Genshin Impact is one of those games where I love to love and love to hate, just because it's a beautiful, fun game, but also I can't stand the gacha mechanics in this game, but I'll still play it. Path of Exile is also getting an update, and it says here that the Eldritch horrors are ready for you as Path of Exile Siege of the Atlas goes live on PC. And I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Eldritch or Eldrich. I don't know, but anyways, the new update is packed as the game usually brings, with new mechanics, the new Atlas passive skill tree, as well as new items, modifiers, and more. Eldritch implicit modifiers can be used to create new concentrating powers, and this new system will imbue these modifiers to your gear through the Enrich embedders and Enrich Icors or Icors. I'm butchering these names, I'm sorry. And lastly, the probably the most prevalent thing here, in my opinion, would be the new skill tree, as one of the big new features is the passive tree is now becoming one extensive passive tree with over 600 skills. That's a lot. It's overwhelmingly a lot of skills, but if you play Path of Exile, I'm pretty sure you're used to it now. Now, in preparation for Lost Ark's release, it says here to get to know Lost Ark's classes and advanced class options with new previews, and the latest one would be their assassin class. They've also released the gunner, warrior, and martial artist class previews as well. And yes, we will be only getting about, I believe, 6 classes at the launch of the North American side of Lost Ark, although if you look at the Korean and Russian and Southeastern Asian servers, I believe there's a dozen, if not more. We'll eventually get those classes too, but for now we are only getting half, but it's still good enough. I am definitely going to play the gunner. I just want to play a long range DPS, because I've been playing like warriors and tanks and whatnot as of late, and I just kind of want to change it up. But yeah, I suppose we'll see what the meta is eventually. Next, Zenith The Last City devs talk up about the launch, reveal the Cyber Ninja, and details the 2022 roadmap. Now, this is supposed to be a anime cyberpunk MMORPG, but it's solely for the VR system, so if you don't have VR, you can't play this game. Unfortunately, maybe they'll release something for the PC players. Now, even though this is a small niche, there is a demand for this type of game, and as it says here, they've received over 3,000 support tickets, which is a lot considering that this is a very small studio. I think there's only like a dozen people working there, if not less, and so to have that many support tickets kind of shows that you kind of have to take your risks with these independent developers, these small ones. Absolutely, I'd support them, but something like this definitely caught them off guard, as it says here, that they were absolutely blown away by the reception, and also indicated that they know they have a long way to go with the game and are bringing us with them for the 2022 roadmap. Now, some of the things that are immediate in terms of what they're working on and the future updates include player housing, which I think is really cool. I always love player housing in online RPGs and MMOs. More life skills and crafting, more game content, whatever that means, and the reveal of their 3rd class, which is the Cyber Ninja. And another game that's not doing too well, that's also getting a server merge, will be Elyon, as the Elyon update ends some events, cleans up, and freezes luxury house moves ahead of its server merge. This is definitely one of those MMORPGs I may have covered but completely forgot about, and so I definitely love reading articles like this. And it says here from MMORPG.com that Embers Adrift is dropping its NDA on March 1st and announces how its beta testing will work ahead of the 2022 release. And admittedly, I was surprised to the monetization that they're going to go with, within. They said they're going to go with the subscription model with a price tag of $14.99 a month. However, the indie developer did announce that the sub price will be discounted at launch for a limited time to $9.99. Now, one of the things that might take away some confidence in this game says here at the end that Embers Adrift is being developed by a small studio based out of Texas, with the MMO originally being called Saga of Lucimia, however you pronounce it. I do apologize. However, in early 2021, it was made known that the original founders of the studio had departed the project under unclear circumstances, and that kind of gives it red flags admittedly, but I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, is the game worth trying? Sure, but yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely keep you guys posted as we get more information, though, that's for sure. Now, just to kind of give you a heads up, I will be making some changes to this channel. I did purchase a online course from a YouTube channel called Channel Makers, I believe, and they have a project called Project 24. It's been, oh my goodness, the stuff that I didn't know about YouTube. I'm taking the course and I'm going through it, and there's just so many things I need to change about the channel to make it more successful, and I'm learning a lot, having a lot of fun with it. A little overwhelming at times too, just because, again, like I said, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. So yeah, expect some changes. Hopefully they're for the better and whatnot, but in any event, to those of you who already subscribed to my YouTube page and continually watch my videos, I mean, you guys know who you are. I really do appreciate everything that you've done for me for this channel and whatnot, because you guys already know that I'm trying to make a living off of YouTube. That is one of my goals here. And anyways, again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. With that being said, I'll finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.